The Science Awards Trust is the, owner of the Kudos Awards. It's an event each year to recognise the achievements of science in our community. I founded it back, I think it's about 7 or 8 years ago now. We knew that science was an important part of what happens here, but somewhere over the years, as the city's grown, I think people had forgotten that a bit and we needed to remind them. We have 3 objectives. One is to recognise the achievement of scientists. The other is to promote science within the community so that more people understand the significance of science in our community. And the third one is to introduce young people to science and make sure that they understand the opportunities that may be there for them in careers in science. The science is really the feeder of all of that change and new ideas. Everything we do, all of the progress we make in life is dependent on new ways of doing things. About a quarter of all New Zealand science occurs here. And it's got a very, very long tradition. That's something that's been here a long time and we need to continue to build on.
For many people, science is a profession, an occupation that takes many, many years to come to the final moment when all of that research and investigation pays off and something fantastic comes out of it.
I'm a bit of a failed detective, if you like to call it that. Rather than trying to find out who done it, I want to know how it was done. And reality is that I get paid to do something that I really love to do. Coming to work to actually do something that I'm discovering new things every day is actually quite fulfilling.
The Kudos Award had a lot to do with some of the innovation that we brought, recognition of the work that I do, but also the work that the team more generally does. And that team consists of students and of staff, and we need to provide them with the best quality science that will underpin the future management.
There's about 1,000 PhD qualified scientists around Hamilton. And then of course there are a large number of people working with them within the science community who may not be PhD graduated.
So I think the good thing about awards is they tell people, the public generally, about these sorts of things. And I think it's very important that we celebrate their successes because they are, after all, New Zealand's successes.
It's rather fitting that the Kudos Awards are here, based in Hamilton, and they started here in Hamilton because Hamilton is really a science centre now for the whole of New Zealand. There's a lot happening here in the Waikato as far as science is concerned.
The reason we've set up here in the Waikato is that there's not many places you can have a research institute, which is right on the edge of the country. And working with bees, we can't really work in city areas, so it fits all those criteria of giving us space to work and not being too far away from the industries we're working with.
Science looks at those underlying principles, and those things can be done anywhere in the world, but the University of Waikato offered a marvellous opportunity to look at many environmental problems, both on the land, in forest and in lakes.
We are known as a region for science and innovation, particularly agricultural science, and it seemed odd that we hadn't celebrated that, and I'm amazed how quickly it's grown.
What I like about the Kudos Awards is that it has been initiated here in the Waikato, and it's the sort of thing that is probably going to spread more widely throughout New Zealand and possibly internationally. But it's a Waikato idea that is doing really well here.
When I look at the history of the awards and who has won the awards, often they are people who have beavered away for decades on very important things for our economy or for our environment or just for the well-being of our community.
Science acts as a magnet. New ideas act as magnets. Wherever those new ideas are being generated, all sorts of people like to come close to that activity and be part of that.
I think definitely there is big financial advantages for the Waikato to continue to remain a strong centre of science. An organisation like ours employs over 250 people here in Hamilton, and so to have such industries developing in Hamilton has to be great for the area.
Here in the Waikato there is a lot of science that goes on. It is a very creative centre. To be involved with a product that I'm very passionate about, be involved with science, which means you're sort of at the leading edge of things that are happening, and being a part of an organisation that's growing, that's what keeps me here.
It's an attractor of new economy, new businesses, and of the sort of businesses that I think are really important for us as a community.
As you move around the place, you kind of figure out what's important to you. And I was able to come to Waikato bringing some new techniques to the area so that we could make a difference, really. As I went on through my career, I realised that I wanted to learn more about what I do and be one of the people that does the research that guides future treatment.
The reason I like doing research is it's hugely exciting at times. The chance to go out there and find something out that nobody else in this world has ever known. But more so, you can actually affect people's lives. The answers that you come to some of these questions that you take to them, you can make a big difference in the way that they do things out there. And really it's that being able to have an impact on the world and the way that it looks is really the big buzz that I get out of it.
The biggest challenge for young scientists is don't be scared of the hard stuff, because some of the hard stuff is absolutely critical to what we're going to be doing in the future.
Each year when we bring young people to the awards dinner, they go away more excited about it. They see things that they could be doing. They could be doing that sort of stuff, and they can see the difference it makes to people's lives. I think that's exciting for some young people, and that gives them the opportunity to think about that as an option for them.
I would strongly encourage a young person to follow a career in science. One of the things I like about it is that at the end of the day, as a scientist, you answer to science.
We need to see new people coming on, new ideas, and the only way that happens is with young people choosing to make that a career.
We think the Kudos Awards are great, particularly for this area and for science. We want to support young people and encourage them to come into science, and the fact that the Kudos Awards recognises excellence in science in the Waikato fits exactly in that space.
I think that the Kudos Award has been useful in terms of recognising the scientific work within the region and getting a little bit more knowledge out there of the type of work that we do.
It gives opportunity for people to see the importance of science. It acknowledges the good science work that is going on, and in the Waikato it's awarded prizes, and I think has raised the image of science and raised the perception of science amongst the public. And I think for doing that, it has been a great thing for the Waikato.
It certainly raises awareness of the importance of science. Although it's just for the Waikato, obviously it extends throughout the whole country through the publicity it receives. But it's the promotion of science and good science to the wider community.
Kudos acknowledges good science, it acknowledges great scientists, and it provides an avenue for the public to become aware of the role of science in our everyday life.
It's really nice being recognised, and that's kind of cute always. Secondly, it does come with a monetary award, and we were able to go out and get a whole lot of new cameras which we could set up, and it's really improved the ability for us to follow long term what's happening as far as pollination is concerned.
The name Kudos I think is a great name choice too, because that implies being well respected and appreciated, and these awards are. Scientists are often not fully appreciated for what they contribute, and the Kudos Awards is part of that recognition.
It was a very humbling experience. At that stage, in fact, I had worked 45 years as a scientist, so it was a fairly long time to have done it, and it was, I say, a very humbling experience.
I was really excited when I found out that I got the Kudos Award. A little bit embarrassed as well, I have to say, because what we do here is a team effort.
It's nice to have the recognition from your peers that the work you do, that people often don't see happening, is valued. And then also to be able to put that in your CV and saying, you know, as a community, Waikato's recognise what I do as being important, does give you some credibility. I spend a bit of time overseas at conferences and things, and if I can represent the Waikato area, then that's useful.
When you read in the next morning in the paper of the Kudos Awards and why people have received them and a little bit about their work, then that's a great promotion of science in the Waikato.
We went about talking to the science community, seeing whether the awards would be welcome, and there was an immediate, very positive response. We had to raise some money to make it work, which we have to do every year, and I thank all of the sponsors who have been part of keeping the awards going.
We were approached to sponsor this new award, and we had other sponsorships, and we declined. But then as we saw it grow, we realised that this was an important initiative for the Waikato, and so when we were approached the next time, we were quite happy to come on board. And I'm pleased to be on board. This is a growing phenomenon, and it's encouraging science in the Waikato and in the greater New Zealand area as well.
So I'd encourage everyone to enter into awards and go through that quite tense process of getting yourself up there into the finals, and then if you are announced as the winner, that is a wonderful thing, because I think it's really important that your peers and the wider community celebrate your success and recognise how good you are and thank you for that work.
I'm sure it's going to be even a bigger and greater thing in the future, and I'm delighted that we're part of that whole adventure.
My advice is go for it. Look at the opportunities and put your all into it. It's very rewarding.